Hello, and welcome. If you're listening to this, chances are you've thought about your fitness goals and where you want to be, physically and mentally. You've probably also thought about the hurdles that stand in your way. Maybe it's the monthly drain of a gym membership that seems to go up every year. Perhaps it's the sheer inconvenience of it all, packing a bag, driving through traffic, just to find the machine you want is already taken. Or maybe it's the feeling of being watched, the subtle pressure of a crowded space when all you want to do is focus on your own health journey. What if I told you that the most convenient, comfortable, and cost-effective gym in the world isn't a flashy fitness club across town? What if I told you it's right under your own roof? Over the next 15 chapters, we're going to embark on a journey together. This isn't just about buying a few dumbbells and hoping for the best. This is about building your very own personal fitness sanctuary. We'll be your guide to creating a home gym in the United States without breaking the bank. We'll cover everything from finding the perfect space in your home, to selecting smart, budget-friendly equipment, and even diving into do-it-yourself solutions that will save you hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars. By the end of this series, you'll have a practical, step-by-step blueprint to build a workout space that is tailored specifically to you, your goals, and your budget. So, for our first chapter, let's start with the most important question. Why? Why a home gym? In a world of boutique fitness classes and mega gyms with every amenity imaginable, what makes dedicating a corner of your home to fitness the right choice? The answer is surprisingly simple and incredibly powerful. Let's talk about the first, and perhaps most obvious, benefit: unparalleled convenience. Imagine this: it's 6 a.m. Your alarm goes off. Instead of hitting snooze, dreading the chilly drive to the gym, you simply walk down the hall. Your workout space is waiting. There's no commute. There are no opening or closing hours. Your gym operates on your schedule, and your schedule alone. This 24/7 access is a game changer. For busy parents, it means squeezing in a workout during a baby's nap time. For professionals working long hours, it's the freedom to exercise late at night or early in the morning, without wasting a single minute on travel. That time you save, which can easily be 30 to 60 minutes a day, adds up. That's hours every week you get back for your family, your work, or your rest. This incredible convenience removes one of the biggest barriers to consistency. When your gym is always just a few steps away, it's infinitely easier to stick to your routine. Now, let's talk about money. The average gym membership in the US can range from a modest $30 to well over $100 a month. That's anywhere from $360 to over $1,200 a year, every single year. And that's often just the base fee. It doesn't include initiation fees, annual fees, or the gas money you spend getting there. Building a home gym is a one-time investment. While it might seem like a significant upfront cost, we're going to show you how to do it smartly and affordably. For the cost of a single year's membership at a mid-tier gym, you can own a versatile set of equipment that will last you for years to come. Think about that. After that initial investment, your fitness is essentially free. No more monthly debits from your bank account. The long-term savings are undeniable. You're not just renting access to equipment, you are investing in assets for your own health. But the benefits go far beyond time and money. Consider the environment. A commercial gym is a public space. For many, that can be a source of anxiety. The fear of being judged on your form, your fitness level, or what you're wearing is a real deterrent for a lot of people. Your home is your sanctuary. A home gym extends that feeling of safety and privacy to your workout. You can grunt, sweat, and struggle through that last repetition without a single prying eye. You can wear whatever you feel comfortable in. You can play your own music as loud as you want, without headphones. This is your space, your rules. This level of comfort allows you to focus completely on your mind-muscle connection, on your breathing, and on your performance. It creates a judgment-free zone where the only person you're competing with is the person you were yesterday. This brings us to another key advantage: customization. No commercial gym is designed perfectly for you. It's designed to appeal to the masses. A home gym is the opposite. It is a space built for one person, you. Do you love lifting heavy? You can build your space around a solid power rack and barbell. Is your passion high-intensity interval training? Your gym can be centered around kettlebells, resistance bands, and a plyo box. Are you focused on yoga and flexibility? You can create a serene space with mats, blocks, and calming decor. You choose the equipment that aligns directly with your fitness goals. You're not paying for a dozen machines you'll never use. Every single piece of equipment has a purpose that is dictated by your personal fitness plan. This customization ensures that your investment is as efficient and effective as possible. Finally, let's not forget about cleanliness and hygiene. In a post-pandemic world, we are all more aware of the germs that linger in public spaces. Even with the best intentions, commercial gyms are high-traffic areas. You're sharing equipment that has been touched by dozens of other people. At home, you are in complete control of the cleanliness of your environment. You know exactly who has used the equipment, and you can sanitize it to your own standards. This peace of mind is invaluable, allowing you to focus on your health without worrying about picking up an illness. Creating a home gym is about more than just convenience and saving money. It's about taking ownership of your health and fitness journey. It's about removing barriers and creating a sustainable path to a healthier lifestyle. It's a revolution against the idea that you need to go somewhere else to work on yourself. I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds great, but I don't have the space, or I simply can't afford the equipment. These are valid concerns, and they are exactly what we're going to tackle in the upcoming chapters. We'll show you how a spare bedroom, a corner of the garage, or even a small section of your living room can be transformed into a functional workout zone. We will dive deep into the world of budget equipment, separating the must-haves from the nice-to-haves. We'll explore the second-hand market, DIY options, and multi-purpose gear that gives you the most bang for your buck. So, get ready. The journey to building your personal fitness sanctuary starts now. In our next chapter, we will discuss the very first step, finding and designing the perfect space in your home for your fitness revolution. Thank you for listening. Welcome back. In our last chapter, we explored the powerful why behind creating a home gym, the convenience, the long-term savings, and the unparalleled freedom it offers. Now that you're motivated and ready to take the next step, we need to address the most fundamental question: where? Where in your home will this transformation take place? This chapter is all about finding your perfect fitness nook. And let me reassure you right now, you do not need a dedicated cavernous room to make this work. You just need a dedicated space. The process of choosing your location is the foundation upon which your entire home gym will be built. Getting this right will make your workouts more enjoyable, safer, and more effective. So, let's begin by touring your own home with a fresh set of eyes. We're going on a location scout for your future fitness. The most common and often ideal spaces are a spare bedroom, a basement, or a garage. A spare bedroom offers a climate-controlled, private environment with a finished floor. A basement often provides a solid concrete foundation, which is fantastic for dropping weights, and it naturally stays cooler. Garages are a popular choice for their ruggedness, open space, and high ceilings, making them perfect for barbell work and functional fitness. If you have one of these options available, you're already in a great position. But what if you don't? What if you live in a smaller home or an apartment? This is where we need to get creative. Your fitness nook could be a corner of your living room, a section of your home office, or even a wide hallway. The key is to identify an area that you can consistently dedicate to your workouts, even if it means using multifunctional furniture or equipment that can be easily stored away. We'll talk more about that specific type of equipment in a later chapter, but for now, just know that limited space is a challenge, not a dead end. Once you have a few potential locations in mind, let's evaluate them based on 3 critical factors: the foundation, the atmosphere, and the practicality. First, let's talk about the foundation, and I mean that literally, the floor. The flooring is your #1 safety consideration. If you're planning on doing any kind of weight training, especially with free weights like dumbbells or barbells, you need to protect your floor. If you're in a garage or an unfinished basement with a concrete slab, you're in luck. Concrete can handle just about anything. Your main concern there will be protecting your equipment and your joints by adding some sort of padding. If your chosen space has hardwood, laminate, or tile, dropping a weight could cause catastrophic and expensive damage. Carpet is slightly better, but it can be difficult to clean and can hold moisture and odor. In most cases, the best solution is to invest in some affordable rubber flooring. You don't need to cover the entire room. You can create a lifting platform area using thick rubber stall mats, which you can find at farm and tractor supply stores for a fraction of the cost of specialty gym flooring. Interlocking rubber tiles are another fantastic, easy-to-install option that you can tailor to the exact size of your space. This isn't just about protecting your home, it's about creating a stable, non-slip surface that keeps you safe during your workouts. Next, let's consider the atmosphere. This includes lighting, ventilation, and ceiling height. Your workout space should be a place you want to be in. A dark, stuffy, cramped corner is not going to motivate you to exercise. Good lighting can have a huge impact on your energy levels. If you can choose a spot with natural light, that's a huge bonus. If not, consider swapping out a dim bulb for a bright, cool-toned LED light to simulate daylight. Ventilation is equally important. You're going to be breathing heavily and sweating. A room with a window you can open or good air circulation is ideal. If that's not possible, a simple floor fan can make a world of difference in keeping you cool and keeping the air fresh. And don't forget to look up. Measure the ceiling height. If you're tall, or if your workout plans include things like jumping rope, overhead presses, or pull-ups, you'll need adequate clearance. A standard 8-foot ceiling is workable for most activities, but you'll want to be mindful of your movements. Swinging a kettlebell or jumping on a box might be risky if the ceiling is too low. Always perform a few test movements in a potential space to make sure you have full, unrestricted range of motion. Finally, we have practicality. This is where we get down to the nuts and bolts. Get out a tape measure. You need to know the exact dimensions of your available space. Measure the length, the width, and the height. Write it down. This is your canvas. When you start shopping for equipment, whether it's a power rack, a bench, or a treadmill, you will need to know its footprint. You have to ensure that not only will the equipment fit, but that you'll have enough room around it to use it safely and effectively. A good rule of thumb is to have at least 2 to 3 feet of clear space around any large piece of equipment. Think about the layout. Where will the equipment go? Can you still open the door fully? Are you blocking access to anything important? It can be helpful to sketch a simple floor plan on a piece of paper or use a free online room planner tool. Visualize yourself going through a workout in the space. Is there a logical flow? Another practical consideration is noise. If you plan on lifting heavy and dropping weights, a garage or basement is a much better option than a second-floor bedroom directly above a nursery or living room. Be considerate of family members or neighbors. Using rubber flooring will help dampen the sound significantly, but the location itself is your first line of defense against noise complaints. Also consider electrical outlets. Will you need to plug in a fan, a speaker for music, or a piece of cardio equipment? Make sure your chosen spot has accessible power. So, to recap the selection process, scout potential locations, from the obvious to the creative. Then, evaluate them based on the foundation, flooring and how to protect it, the atmosphere, lighting, ventilation, ceiling height, and the practicality, measurements, layout, noise, and power. Once you've chosen your spot, the final step is to prepare it. This is the exciting part where it starts to feel real. First, declutter. Remove anything that doesn't serve a purpose for your fitness goals. This space needs to have a singular focus. A cluttered workout space is not only distracting but also dangerous. Create a blank slate. Next, give it a thorough cleaning. Wipe down the walls, vacuum or mop the floor. You're creating a health-positive environment, so start with a clean foundation. If you're so inclined, a fresh coat of paint can do wonders. A bright, energetic color can be incredibly motivating. This is also the time to add your flooring if you've decided to get rubber mats or tiles. Install them before any equipment arrives. Finally, if you can, add a mirror. This isn't for vanity. A wall mirror is one of the most functional pieces of gym equipment you can own. It allows you to monitor your form, ensuring you're performing exercises correctly and safely. You can often find large, inexpensive mirrors at home improvement stores or on local online marketplaces. And that's it. You've successfully chosen and prepared your fitness nook. You've laid the physical and mental groundwork for your home gym. It may be empty right now, but it's full of potential. In our next chapter, we're going to start filling it. We will dive into the essential, budget-friendly equipment that gives you the most versatility and value for your money. We'll start building your home gym, one smart purchase at a time. Thank you for listening. Welcome back. In our last session, we accomplished a crucial task. We scouted, selected, and prepared your very own fitness nook. That clean, empty space is brimming with potential, and today, we're going to start realizing that potential. This is the chapter many of you have been waiting for. We're going shopping. But this isn't a spree, it's a strategic mission. Our goal is to acquire the most versatile, effective, and budget-friendly pieces of equipment that will form the cornerstone of your home gym. When you're starting out, it's easy to get overwhelmed. Fitness magazines and websites are filled with ads for complex, expensive machines that promise miraculous results. Forget all that. The truth is, you can build a powerful, well-rounded physique with just a handful of simple, time-tested tools. We're focusing on the concept of bang for your buck, the items that offer the maximum number of exercise possibilities for the minimum cost and space. So, let's build our essential toolkit, piece by piece. The first, and arguably most important, investment you will make is in a set of quality resistance bands. Yes, before we even talk about weights, we start with bands. Why? Because they are the undisputed champions of versatility and affordability. A good set of loop-style resistance bands, often color-coded by strength, can cost you less than a single month's gym membership. They take up virtually no space, are portable, and are incredibly safe. Resistance bands work through a principle called progressive resistance. Unlike a dumbbell, which weighs the same at the bottom of a lift as it does at the top, a band provides more resistance the further you stretch it. This challenges your muscles through their entire range of motion. You can use them for warming up, for strength training exercises like squats, presses, and rows, for assistance with challenging bodyweight moves like pull-ups, and for rehabilitative or mobility work. For anyone new to strength training, they are the perfect tool to learn proper form and build a solid foundation before moving on to heavier weights. When you're looking for a set, make sure it includes multiple levels of resistance, from very light to heavy, to accommodate different exercises and your growing strength. Next on our list is the foundation of so much strength training, free weights. But we need to be smart about it. For a home gym on a budget, your best friends are adjustable dumbbells. A single pair of adjustable dumbbells can replace an entire rack of 15 or 20 pairs of individual dumbbells. This is a massive space and money saver. There are two main types, the dial-a-weight style, which are more expensive but incredibly quick to change, and the spin-lock style, which are more affordable and consist of a small bar and plates that you secure with a collar. For our budget-focused approach, a spin-lock set is a fantastic starting point. You can find a set that goes up to £50 per dumbbell for a very reasonable price. This single purchase opens the door to hundreds of exercises: bicep curls, overhead presses, chest presses, lunges, goblet squats, rows. The list is nearly endless. You can work every major muscle group in your body with this one tool. When buying, look for durable metal plates and a comfortable, textured grip on the handle. Our third essential item is the kettlebell. While a dumbbell is a balanced weight, a kettlebell is not. Its unique cannonball shape with a handle on top creates an offset center of gravity, which forces you to engage more stabilizer muscles and your core with every movement. A single kettlebell is one of the most efficient tools for combining cardiovascular and strength training. The quintessential kettlebell exercise is the kettlebell swing. This explosive movement builds power in your hips and glutes, strengthens your entire posterior chain, and sends your heart rate soaring. But it doesn't stop there. You can use it for goblet squats, presses, Turkish get-ups, and more. If you can only afford one to start, choose a moderate weight, something you can comfortably swing with good form but that still feels challenging. For many men, a 35-pound or 16-kilogram kettlebell is a good starting point. For many women, an 18 to 26-pound or 8 to 12-kilogram kettlebell is often a great place to begin. As you get stronger, you can add a heavier one to your collection. Now that we have tools for resistance, let's talk about mastering the most important weight you'll ever lift: your own body. Our fourth essential piece of equipment is a doorway pull-up bar. This is another incredibly high-value item for a low cost. The ability to perform pull-ups and chin-ups is a fundamental measure of upper body strength. A pull-up bar will absolutely transform your back and bicep development. There are several types. The most common is the leverage-style bar that hangs securely on your door frame without any screws. It's easy to install and remove. When you're not using it for pull-ups, you can often place it on the floor for push-up variations and core exercises like sit-ups. Remember those resistance bands we talked about? If you can't do a full pull-up yet, you can loop a band over the bar and under your foot or knee to assist you, allowing you to build strength progressively. A pull-up bar is a non-negotiable tool for building a powerful back. Finally, we need something to tie it all together. Our fifth essential item isn't for lifting, but for support and recovery: a quality exercise mat. This might seem basic, but it's crucial for comfort and consistency. A good mat provides cushioning for floor exercises like push-ups, planks, and sit-ups. It gives you a clean, dedicated space for stretching and mobility work, which are vital for injury prevention and long-term progress. It also protects your knees and spine from a hard floor. Look for a mat that's thick enough to be comfortable but dense enough to provide a stable surface. So there you have it. The Fab Five of a budget home gym. A set of loop-style resistance bands. A pair of adjustable dumbbells. A single, versatile kettlebell. A doorway pull-up bar. A comfortable exercise mat. With just these 5 items, you have a complete gym. You can build muscle, improve your cardiovascular health, increase your mobility, and burn fat. You have the tools to perform hundreds of different exercises and follow countless workout programs. The total cost for all of these items, if you shop smart, can easily come in under the price of a few months at a fancy gym. And unlike a membership, you own these tools forever. A quick note on where to buy: keep an eye on online marketplaces like Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, and apps like OfferUp. People are constantly buying fitness equipment with good intentions and then selling it barely used for a huge discount. Big box stores and major online retailers are also great, especially for items like bands and mats. In our next chapter, we're going to level up. We'll discuss Phase 2 equipment, the next items you should consider adding once you've mastered the basics and are ready to invest a little more into your fitness sanctuary. Thank you for listening. Welcome back. In our last chapter, we assembled our Fab 5, the essential, high-value toolkit that forms the foundation of any budget-friendly home gym. With your resistance bands, adjustable dumbbells, kettlebell, pull-up bar, and mat, you've already unlocked the ability to get a fantastic, full-body workout. You've been building consistency, learning the movements, and getting stronger. But eventually, you reach a point where you're ready for more. You're ready to lift heavier, to introduce more variety, and to take your training to the next level. This is Phase 2. In this chapter, we're going to talk about making your first few significant investments. These are the pieces of equipment that will transition your fitness nook into a truly powerful personal gym. We're going to discuss the big three of Phase 2, the adjustable bench, the barbell and plates, and the squat rack. These items require a bit more investment in space, but they provide an exponential return in terms of your strength and muscle building potential. Let's start with the most versatile and space-efficient of the three, the adjustable weight bench. Up until now, you've probably been doing exercises like dumbbell presses and rows while lying on the floor or leaning over. A bench changes everything. It provides support, increases your range of motion, and opens up a massive new library of exercises. The key word here is adjustable. While a flat bench is useful, an adjustable bench that can go from flat to various incline positions, and ideally to a 90-degree upright position, is far superior. This one feature allows you to target muscles from different angles. For example, a flat dumbbell press primarily works the middle of your chest. An incline press shifts the focus to your upper chest. A 90-degree seated position provides the back support needed for a perfect overhead dumbbell press, targeting your shoulders. The bench is your foundation for countless free weight movements. When shopping for an adjustable bench, there are a few things to look for. First is the weight capacity. This is not the place to cheap out. Look for a bench with a capacity of at least 500 pounds, which includes your body weight plus the weight you're lifting. This ensures it's stable and safe. Second, check the pad gap, the space between the seat pad and the back pad when the bench is in the flat position. A smaller gap is generally more comfortable. Finally, look at the adjustment mechanism. Is it easy and quick to change positions? A simple, sturdy ladder or pin lock system is often the most reliable. A quality adjustable bench is an investment that will serve you for your entire fitness journey. Once you have a bench, you're ready for the undisputed king of strength training, the barbell. While dumbbells are fantastic for unilateral work and stability, nothing builds raw, foundational strength quite like a barbell. It allows you to load significantly more weight than dumbbells for your big compound lifts, which is the primary driver for muscle growth and strength gains. The standard for any serious gym is the Olympic barbell. It's about 7 feet long and weighs 45 pounds, or about 20 kilograms. The sleeves on the end, where the weight plates go, are 2 inches in diameter and they rotate, which is crucial for performing lifts like cleans and snatches safely. For most home gym users, a quality, general-purpose 45-pound Olympic barbell is the perfect choice. You don't need a specialized, $1,000 powerlifting or weightlifting bar. A solid entry-level bar with a decent knurl, that's the textured grip in the middle, will be more than enough to handle your heavy squats, deadlifts, bench presses, and overhead presses. Of course, a barbell is useless without weight plates. This is where you can save a lot of money by being patient and resourceful. The best value is often found in used cast iron plates. Check those online marketplaces we mentioned in the last chapter. Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist. People are constantly selling old weight sets for pennies on the dollar. You don't need fancy, rubber-coated bumper plates unless you plan on dropping the bar from overhead like an Olympic lifter. Standard iron plates will last a lifetime. Look for a set that gives you a good range of weights, typically including pairs of 2.5, 5, 10, 25, and 45-pound plates. This will allow you to make small, steady increases in weight, which is the key to progressive overload. Now we come to the centerpiece. The item that provides the most safety and unlocks the full potential of your new barbell. Our third Phase 2 investment is the squat rack, also known as a power rack or squat stand. This is the single most important piece of safety equipment you can own for lifting free weights by yourself. Its primary purpose is to hold the barbell for you before and after a lift, and more importantly, to catch the barbell if you fail a repetition. For exercises like the squat and the bench press, you will eventually reach a point where you're pushing your limits. A squat rack with adjustable safety arms, or spotter arms, means you can push those limits without fear. If you can't complete a squat, you can safely set the bar down on the safety arms instead of getting pinned underneath it. This safety feature is non-negotiable for anyone training alone. Squat racks come in many shapes and sizes. For those with limited space and budget, a set of independent squat stands can be a good starting point. They are two separate posts that hold the bar. For a little more money and space, a half rack is a fantastic option, offering great stability and safety features. The gold standard is a full power rack or cage, which has 4 vertical posts, creating a cage you stand inside of. This offers the ultimate in safety and versatility. Many racks also come with a built-in pull-up bar, which might even allow you to replace your doorway version. When buying a rack, pay close attention to its footprint, the floor space it takes up, its height, and its weight capacity. Make sure it fits in your space and can handle the amount of weight you aspire to lift. With these 3 additions, the adjustable bench, the barbell and plates, and the squat rack, you now have a serious home gym. You have created a safe and incredibly effective environment to perform the most important strength-building exercises that exist: squats, deadlifts, bench presses, and overhead presses. You have officially graduated from a fitness nook to a personal training center. In our next chapter, we're going to explore the world of cardiovascular training at home. We'll discuss how to get your heart rate up and improve your endurance without spending a fortune on bulky, expensive cardio machines. Thank you for listening. Welcome back. Over the last 2 chapters, we've focused heavily on building strength. We've assembled our essential toolkit and even leveled up with the big 3 of Phase 2, the bench, barbell, and rack. Your home gym is now a formidable place for building muscle and power. But a truly well-rounded fitness plan requires more than just heavy lifting. It requires a strong engine. Today, we're talking about cardiovascular training, the heart of the matter. When most people think of home cardio, their minds immediately jump to expensive, bulky machines: the treadmill, the elliptical, the stationary bike. They imagine a significant cost and a huge sacrifice of floor space. But I'm here to tell you that you can achieve world-class cardiovascular fitness without any of those things. In this chapter, we're going to explore a 3-tiered approach to home cardio. Methods that cost absolutely nothing, low-cost tools that deliver incredible results, and smart advice for if and when you decide to buy a machine. Let's start with the most budget-friendly and accessible option of all: your own body. The single most effective form of cardio you can do, which requires 0 equipment and minimal space, is high-intensity interval training, or HIIT. HIIT is a training protocol where you alternate between short bursts of all-out, maximum-effort exercise and brief periods of rest or low-intensity recovery. For example, a simple HIIT workout could be 30 seconds of jumping jacks performed as fast as you can, followed by 15 seconds of complete rest, repeated for 10 to 15 rounds. The magic of HIIT is in its efficiency. Studies have shown that a short 15-minute HIIT session can provide more cardiovascular benefit than a much longer session of steady-state cardio, like jogging on a treadmill. It revs up your metabolism, leading to a prolonged calorie burn even after you've finished exercising, a phenomenon known as the afterburn effect. The list of bodyweight exercises you can incorporate into a HIIT workout is almost endless. Think burpees, high knees, mountain climbers, squat jumps, and fast feet. You can mix and match these movements to create an infinite variety of challenging and engaging workouts. All you need is a timer, which you already have on your smartphone, and the willingness to push yourself. This is cardio at its purest, and it is completely 100% free. Now let's move to our second tier: low-cost, high-value tools. If you have a small amount to invest in your cardio training, there is no better purchase you can make than a simple jump rope, also known as a speed rope. The jump rope is a humble but mighty tool. It's used by boxers, martial artists, and elite athletes for a reason. It is an incredibly effective way to improve cardiovascular endurance, coordination, agility, and footwork. Jumping rope burns a massive number of calories in a short amount of time. It's also a weight-bearing activity, which helps improve bone density. And best of all, a quality speed rope can be purchased for less than $20. It takes up no space and you can use it almost anywhere. If you haven't jumped rope since you were a kid, there might be a small learning curve, but stick with it. Even just 10 minutes of jumping rope can be a killer workout that leaves you breathless and drenched in sweat. Another fantastic low-cost tool is a plyometric box, or plyo box. While primarily used for developing explosive power through box jumps, it's also an excellent cardio tool. You can use it for box step-ups, lateral step-overs, or incline push-ups, and you can incorporate it into circuit training to keep your heart rate elevated. You can buy pre-built wooden or foam plyo boxes, but this is also a very popular and simple do-it-yourself project. With a few pieces of plywood and some screws, you can build a sturdy, multi-sided box that gives you 3 different height options for a fraction of the cost of a store-bought one. We'll dive deeper into DIY projects in a later chapter, but the plyo box is a prime candidate. So, with bodyweight HIIT, a jump rope, and perhaps a plyo box, you have a cardio arsenal that is more than enough for 99% of fitness goals. But what about that third tier? What if you really want a cardio machine? Perhaps you have joint issues and need a low-impact option, or you just enjoy the rhythm of a long session on a bike or rower. If you decide to go this route, the key is to be a smart, patient shopper. Never pay full retail price for a new cardio machine unless you have no other choice. The second-hand market for these items is enormous. People buy treadmills and ellipticals with the best of intentions, use them as laundry racks for a year, and then sell them for a massive discount just to get them out of their house. Check Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, and local garage sales. You can often find high-quality, brand-name machines that are barely used for 50 to 70% off their original price. When you find a potential machine, do your research. Look up the model number and read reviews. When you go to see it, test it thoroughly. Does it run smoothly? Are there any strange noises? Do all the electronic components work? If I were to recommend one type of machine for the best full-body, low-impact cardio, it would be a rower or an ergometer. A rowing machine works over 85% of the muscles in your body, including your legs, core, back, and arms. It provides a fantastic cardiovascular workout while also building muscular endurance, and it's very gentle on the joints. While new, high-end rowers can be expensive, they are built to last, and you can often find incredible deals on the used market. Whether you choose the free path of HIIT, the low-cost path of a jump rope, or the patient path of hunting for a second-hand machine, the goal is the same: to strengthen your heart, improve your endurance, and build a powerful engine for your body. Your home gym is now complete with both strength and cardio capabilities. In our next chapter, we're going to put it all together. We'll discuss the basics of creating a well-rounded workout program, structuring your week for maximum results using the very equipment we've talked about. Thank you for listening. Welcome back. Over the last 5 chapters, we have accomplished something incredible. We found our space, and we've strategically filled it with smart, budget-friendly equipment for both strength and cardio. You now possess a home gym. But a gym, just like a workshop full of tools, is only as effective as the plan you have to use it. A pile of weights is just a pile of weights until you have a blueprint. Today, we create that blueprint. This chapter is all about putting it all together. We're going to demystify the process of creating a workout program. You don't need to be a certified personal trainer to build a solid, effective routine. You just need to understand a few key principles and apply them consistently. We'll cover the core concepts of workout structure and then give you a sample weekly plan you can start using right away with the equipment we've already discussed. The first and most important principle you need to understand is progressive overload. This is the secret sauce of all fitness progress. It sounds complicated, but the concept is simple. In order to get stronger, build muscle, or improve your endurance, you must consistently make your workout slightly more challenging over time. Your body is incredibly adaptive. If you do the same workout with the same weights for the same number of repetitions, week after week, your body will adapt and have no reason to change. You'll hit a plateau. Progressive overload can be achieved in several ways. You can increase the weight you're lifting. You can increase the number of repetitions, or reps, you do with a certain weight. You can increase the number of sets you perform for an exercise. You can decrease your rest time between sets, forcing your body to work harder. The method doesn't matter as much as the principle. Always be striving to do just a little bit more than you did last time. Keep this principle in the back of your mind with everything we discussed today. Now, let's talk about how to structure your week. A common question for beginners is, should I do a full body routine or a split routine? A split routine is where you train different muscle groups on different days. For example, a chest day, a back day, and a leg day. For someone just starting out in their home gym, my recommendation is almost always a full body routine. Here's why. Training your whole body in a single session, 3 times a week, allows you to stimulate each muscle group more frequently. This increased frequency is fantastic for learning the movements and building a solid base of strength. It's also incredibly efficient and perfect for a busy schedule. If you miss a day on a split routine, that muscle group doesn't get trained for a whole week. If you miss a full body day, you can just pick it up the next day without disrupting your entire schedule. So, let's build a sample weekly schedule based on a 3-day-a-week full-body strength program, with cardio and rest days built in. It might look something like this. Monday, full-body strength workout A. Tuesday, cardio or active recovery. Wednesday, full-body strength workout B. Thursday, cardio or active recovery. Friday, full-body strength workout C. Saturday, light activity, like a long walk or cardio. Sunday, complete rest. Notice we have 2 different types of days, strength days and cardio/active recovery days. The rest days are just as important as the workout days. That is when your muscles repair and grow stronger. Don't skip them. Now, what do these full-body workouts actually look like? The key is to build them around compound movements. Compound movements are exercises that work multiple muscle groups across multiple joints at the same time. They are the most efficient exercises you can do. Our Phase 2 equipment, the barbell, rack, and bench, is perfect for this. Your workout should include a movement from each of these categories. A lower body push. This is primarily a squatting motion. The king of this category is the barbell back squat. If you don't have a barbell yet, dumbbell goblet squats are a perfect alternative. A lower body pull. This is a hinging motion that works your hamstrings and glutes. The barbell deadlift is the champion here, but kettlebell swings are also a phenomenal choice. An upper body push. This works your chest, shoulders, and triceps. The barbell bench press is the classic. You can also do dumbbell bench presses or even classic push-ups. An upper body pull. This works your back and biceps. Pull-ups on your pull-up bar are the gold standard. If you can't do pull-ups, you can do dumbbell rows or use your resistance bands for banded rows. A core exercise. To finish things off, planks, leg raises, or ab wheel rollouts are great options. So, a sample workout A might be barbell back squats, 3 sets of 5 to 8 reps. Dumbbell bench press, 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps. Dumbbell rows, 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps per arm. Plank, 3 sets, hold for 30 to 60 seconds. For workout B, you could swap the exercises to hit the muscles in a slightly different way. Barbell deadlifts, 3 sets of 5 reps. Overhead press, using dumbbells or a barbell 3 sets of 5 to 8 reps. Pull-ups, or assisted pull-ups with bands 3 sets to failure, as many as you can do with good form. Leg raises, 3 sets of 10 to 15 reps. For workout C, you could introduce different variations or tools. Goblet squats, with a kettlebell or dumbbell 3 sets of 10 to 15 reps. Push-ups, 3 sets to failure. Kettlebell swings, 4 sets of 15 to 20 swings. Face pulls, with a resistance band 3 sets of 15 to 20 reps. Before every single one of these workouts, you must perform a warm-up. Do not skip this. A good warm-up increases blood flow to the muscles and prepares your body for exercise, reducing the risk of injury. Spend 5 to 10 minutes doing light cardio like jumping jacks, followed by dynamic stretches like arm circles, leg swings, and bodyweight squats. After your workout, spend 5 minutes on a cool down, doing some light static stretching, holding each stretch for 20 to 30 seconds. This is your starting blueprint. The final, crucial piece is to track your progress. Get a simple notebook and pen. Write down the date, the exercises you did, the weight you used, and the sets and reps you completed. The next time you do that workout, your goal is simple: beat your last performance. Add 5 pounds to the bar, do 1 more rep, rest a little less. This is how you ensure progressive overload. This little notebook will become the most valuable tool in your gym. In our next chapter, we'll dive into the world of do-it-yourself fitness. We'll show you how a trip to the hardware store can save you hundreds of dollars on gym equipment. Thank you for listening. Welcome back. By now, you have a well-equipped gym and a solid plan to use it. You're on the path to building a stronger, healthier you, all within the comfort of your own home. We've focused on smart, budget-friendly purchases, but now it's time to unlock a new level of savings and satisfaction. We're going to embrace the do-it-yourself spirit. This chapter is about transforming the aisles of your local hardware store into your new favorite fitness supplier. The DIY mindset is about more than just saving money, although the savings can be substantial. It's about empowerment. It's about understanding that you don't need to pay for a brand name to get a high-quality, functional piece of equipment. It's about building a gym that is truly, uniquely yours. You don't need to be a master woodworker or a professional contractor. The projects we're going to discuss require only basic skills, common tools, and a little bit of effort. Before we dive into specific projects, let's talk about safety. When you build something yourself, you are responsible for its integrity. Always double-check your measurements, use the correct materials like sturdy screws and quality wood, and never cut corners on assembly. If you're unsure about a step, there are countless free video tutorials online that can visually guide you through the process. Your safety is always priority number 1. Okay, let's get to our first and perhaps most popular DIY project, the plyometric box. As we mentioned in the cardio chapter, a plyo box is fantastic for developing explosive power with box jumps and is a great tool for step-ups and other conditioning exercises. Store-bought plyo boxes can cost $100 or more. You can build a rock-solid, 3-in-1 version for the price of a single sheet of plywood. Most designs you'll find online are for a box with 3 different heights, typically 20 inches, 24 inches, and 30 inches, depending on which side you rest it on. To build one, you'll need one standard sheet of 3/4 inch thick plywood, a circular saw or jigsaw, a drill, some wood glue, and a box of sturdy wood screws. You'll cut the plywood into 6 specific rectangular pieces that will form the sides of the box. Many hardware stores in the US, like Home Depot or Lowe's, can even make these cuts for you for a small fee if you provide the dimensions, which simplifies the project immensely. The assembly is like putting together a simple puzzle. You apply wood glue to the edges of the panels, fit them together, and then secure them with screws. Many designs also include an internal support brace for added stability. Once it's built, a quick sanding of the edges to prevent splinters is all you need. For the cost of about $30 to $40 in materials, you've just built a piece of equipment that is just as good, if not better, than its expensive retail counterparts. Our second project moves away from woodwork and into the realm of rugged old-school strength, the DIY sandbag. Sandbag training is one of the most effective ways to build raw, functional strength. Because the sand shifts and moves inside the bag, it constantly challenges your stabilizer muscles and grip in a way that a perfectly balanced barbell cannot. Lifting a sandbag feels awkward and challenging, and that's precisely why it's so effective for building real-world strength. Branded fitness sandbags can be pricey. You can make your own for under $25. Your shopping list is simple: a durable duffel bag or an old military surplus canvas bag, several heavy-duty contractor garbage bags, and a few bags of play sand, which is incredibly cheap. The secret to a good DIY sandbag is double bagging the sand to prevent leaks. You'll take the play sand and fill individual contractor bags to create filler bags. A good method is to make several filler bags of 10 to 20 pounds each. This allows you to adjust the total weight of your sandbag later on. Squeeze as much air out of the filler bags as possible, and then seal them tightly with duct tape. Then, place those sealed filler bags inside another contractor bag for a second layer of protection before sealing that one as well. Finally, place your sealed filler bags inside the main duffel bag, and you're done. You now have a highly effective tool for carries, squats, presses, and throws. The ability to easily change the weight by adding or removing filler bags makes it incredibly versatile. Our third project is less about building a new piece of equipment and more about creating a proper foundation for the equipment you already have. We're talking about a DIY lifting platform or a deadlift mat area. As we discussed in Chapter 2, protecting your floor is critical, especially if you're planning on deadlifting with your new barbell. A dedicated platform absorbs shock, dampens noise, and protects both your floor and your equipment. The ultimate DIY solution is a full 8 by 8 foot lifting platform, which usually involves a base of 2 layers of plywood or oriented strand board, topped with a rubber center section and wood on the sides. However, a simpler and equally effective solution for most home gyms is to just use heavy-duty rubber stall mats. As mentioned before, you can find these at farm and tractor supply stores. They are typically 3/4 of an inch thick, come in 4 by 6 foot sheets, and are made of dense, vulcanized rubber. They are designed to withstand the weight of livestock, so they can certainly handle your deadlifts. A single 4 by 6 mat is often enough to create a designated deadlift zone. For under $50, you get a level of floor protection that would cost you hundreds from a specialty fitness retailer. These mats are heavy and durable and require no assembly. Just lay it down in your workout area, and you've instantly upgraded the safety and function of your gym. These are just a few examples. The DIY fitness world is vast. You can find plans online for making your own weight sleds out of an old tire, battle ropes from thick manila rope at the hardware store, or even weight plates out of concrete. The spirit of DIY is about looking at your goals, identifying a need, and finding a creative, hands-on solution. It's a rewarding process that connects you more deeply to your gym and your fitness journey. In our next chapter, we're going to talk about something just as important as the equipment in your gym: the fuel you put in your body. We'll break down the basics of nutrition to support your training goals without overcomplicating your life. Thank you for listening. Welcome back. We've dedicated the last 7 chapters to building the physical structure of your gym and the intellectual structure of your workout plan. We've chosen the space, selected the tools, and laid out a blueprint for getting stronger. But all the hard work you do within those 4 walls can be either amplified or undermined by what you do in the kitchen. Today, we're talking about fuel. We're breaking down the basics of nutrition to support the hard work you're putting in, and we're going to do it without fad diets, complicated rules, or expensive supplements. Think of your body as a high-performance engine. Your workouts are the process of tuning and upgrading that engine. Your food is the gasoline, the oil, and the coolant that allows it to run. You can have the most powerful engine in the world, but if you fill it with low-grade, dirty fuel, it will sputter, stall, and eventually break down. Nutrition is not about punishment or restriction. It's about providing your body with the high-quality fuel it needs to perform at its best, recover efficiently, and build a stronger version of itself. To keep things simple, we're going to focus on the big picture by understanding the three main macronutrients: protein, carbohydrates, and fats. Every meal you eat is made up of some combination of these three. Let's start with the one you hear about most in the fitness world: protein. If your muscles are a building, protein is the bricks. When you lift weights, you create tiny micro tears in your muscle fibers. The process of repairing these tears is what makes your muscles grow back bigger and stronger. To do this repair work, your body needs amino acids, the building blocks of protein. Without enough protein, your body can't effectively repair and rebuild, and your progress in the gym will stall. So, where do you get it? High-quality sources include lean meats like chicken breast and turkey, fish, eggs, and dairy products like Greek yogurt and cottage cheese. If you're plant-based, you can get excellent protein from sources like lentils, beans, tofu, tempeh, and quinoa. As a general guideline for active individuals, aiming to include a source of protein with each meal is a fantastic strategy to ensure you're getting enough to support muscle recovery and growth. Next up, we have carbohydrates. For years, carbs have been unfairly villainized by diet culture. But let me be clear, for an active person, carbohydrates are your primary source of energy. They are the high-octane fuel for your engine. When you eat carbohydrates, your body breaks them down into glucose, which is stored in your muscles and liver as glycogen. When you work out, your body calls on these glycogen stores to power you through those tough sets of squats or that high-intensity cardio session. The key is to choose the right kind of carbs. We want to focus on complex carbohydrates that provide sustained energy, rather than simple sugars that cause a quick spike and crash. Excellent sources of complex carbs include oatmeal, brown rice, quinoa, sweet potatoes, whole wheat bread, and all kinds of fruits and vegetables. Timing can also be helpful. Consuming some carbohydrates an hour or two before your workout can give you the energy you need to perform your best, and consuming them after your workout helps replenish those glycogen stores you just used up. Our third macronutrient is fat. Just like carbs, fats have often been misunderstood. Dietary fat is not what makes you fat. In fact, it is absolutely essential for your health. Healthy fats play a crucial role in hormone production, including the hormones responsible for muscle growth, and they are vital for brain function and absorbing certain vitamins. They are also a dense source of long-term energy. The goal is to focus on unsaturated fats while limiting excessive saturated and trans fats. Fantastic sources of healthy fats include avocados, nuts and seeds, olive oil, and fatty fish like salmon, which is also packed with omega-3 fatty acids. Adding these healthy fat sources to your meals will help keep you feeling full and satisfied, support your overall health, and provide the building blocks for a healthy hormonal environment. So we have our three macros: protein to rebuild, carbs for energy, and fats for overall health and function. A balanced meal will contain a source of all three. Imagine a plate. Fill about half of it with colorful vegetables, a quarter with a lean protein source, and the last quarter with a complex carbohydrate source. Drizzle a little healthy fat like olive oil over the top, and you have a perfect performance-fueling meal. Finally, we cannot talk about nutrition without mentioning the most important and most overlooked nutrient of all: water. Your body is about 60% water. It's essential for temperature regulation, joint lubrication, and nutrient transport. Even a small degree of dehydration can lead to a significant drop in your physical performance, strength, and mental focus. Don't wait until you're thirsty to drink. Thirst is a sign that you're already on your way to being dehydrated. Keep a water bottle with you throughout the day and sip on it constantly. A simple goal is to drink enough so that your urine is a pale, light yellow color. If it's dark, you need to drink more water. It's that simple, and it's one of the most effective things you can do to improve your health and workout performance. Putting this into practice doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need to weigh every single piece of food. Start with simple habits. Try to add a source of lean protein to every meal. Swap out a sugary soda for a glass of water. Try meal prepping, cooking a big batch of chicken, rice, and roasted vegetables on a Sunday that you can easily portion out for lunches during the busy week. A little bit of planning goes a long way and prevents you from making poor food choices when you're hungry and short on time. In our next chapter, we're going to address one of the most important aspects of long-term success: staying motivated and building habits that last a lifetime. Thank you for listening. Welcome back. We have covered an immense amount of ground. We've built a gym from the ground up, designed a workout plan, and fueled our bodies for success. You have all the physical tools and the foundational knowledge you need. But today, we're going to discuss the one piece of equipment we can't buy, build, or eat. It's the one that exists entirely between our ears: our mindset. This chapter is about the mental reps. It's about forging the motivation, discipline, and habits that will ensure your home gym is a long-term fixture in your life, not a short-term experiment. Let's start by being honest about something. Motivation is a feeling, and feelings are fickle. It will not always be there. There will be days when you are tired, stressed, or just plain uninspired. The initial excitement of setting up your gym will fade. On those days, waiting for motivation to strike is a losing strategy. This is where a more powerful, more reliable force must take over: discipline. Discipline is not about being a drill sergeant to yourself. It's the skill of doing what you know you need to do, even when you don't feel like doing it. And the secret to building discipline is to stop relying on willpower and start building habits. A habit is an action that you perform automatically, with little to no conscious thought. You don't need to motivate yourself to brush your teeth, you just do it. Our goal is to make your workout feel the same way, an integrated, non-negotiable part of your day. One of the most effective ways to build a new habit is a technique called habit stacking. This means you link your new desired habit, your workout, to an existing habit you already do every day. For example, if you make a cup of coffee every single morning without fail, that's your anchor. The new rule becomes, after I turn on the coffee pot, I will immediately put on my workout clothes. You're not committing to the full workout yet, just the tiny first step. But that simple act of putting on the clothes often breaks the initial inertia and makes starting the workout itself infinitely easier. Find an anchor in your daily routine and stack your workout habit right on top of it. The next key to long-term success is to set clear, compelling goals. I want to get in shape is not a goal, it's a vague wish. Effective goals are specific and measurable. For this, we can use the SMART goal framework. That stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Instead of, I want to get stronger, a SMART goal would be, I want to be able to perform 3 unassisted pull-ups. That's specific. It's measurable, either you can do it or you can't. For a beginner, it's achievable. It's relevant to your goal of getting stronger. And you can make it time-bound by saying, I will achieve this in the next 12 weeks. Having a goal like this gives your training a purpose. It transforms your daily workouts from a chore into a mission. You're no longer just lifting weights, you're building the strength needed to conquer your pull-up goal. Set both short-term goals, like adding 5 pounds to your squat this month, and long-term goals, like completing a specific fitness challenge in 6 months, to keep you engaged. To fuel these goals, you need to track your progress. We mentioned this in the programming chapter, but it's so important it bears repeating. Your workout journal is your secret weapon. It is the objective proof that your hard work is paying off. When you're having a day where you feel weak or discouraged, you can look back a month or two and see undeniable evidence of how far you've come. You'll see that the weight that felt impossibly heavy 6 weeks ago is now your warm-up set. This visible progress is the most powerful motivator there is. But don't just track numbers. Progress comes in many forms. Maybe the number on the barbell hasn't changed, but your form feels better and more stable. Maybe you completed your cardio session with less rest time. Maybe you just feel more energetic throughout the day, or you're sleeping better. Pay attention to these non-scale victories. They are all signs that you are moving in the right direction. Taking a progress photo once a month can also be a startlingly effective tool to see changes your eyes miss on a day-to-day basis. Even with the best habits and goals, you will eventually hit a plateau or a slump. It happens to everyone. The key is to have strategies ready. If you're getting bored with your routine, change it up. Try some new exercises, switch from a barbell to dumbbells for a few weeks, or try a completely new style of cardio. If you're feeling burned out, it might be a sign you need to take a deload week, where you purposefully reduce the intensity and volume of your training to allow your body and mind to fully recover. Sometimes the best way to move forward is to take a strategic step back. Finally, don't underestimate the power of community, even when you're working out at home. Your gym might be a solo space, but your journey doesn't have to be. Find an online community of people with similar goals. Share your progress in a forum or on social media. Tell a friend or family member about your goals and ask them to check in on you. This external accountability can provide a powerful boost on days when your internal discipline is wavering. Creating your own reward system can also work wonders. After you stick to your workout plan for a full month, treat yourself to something you enjoy, a new piece of workout gear, a nice meal out, or a massage. Building a lasting fitness habit is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about showing up consistently, celebrating the small wins, and being kind to yourself when you stumble. Your home gym gives you the perfect environment to do just that, free from judgment and full of potential. In our next chapter, we're going to talk about safety and injury prevention. We'll cover proper form on key exercises and discuss how to listen to your body to ensure your fitness journey is a long and healthy one. Thank you for listening. Welcome back. In our last session, we focused on the mental fortitude required for a lifelong fitness journey. Today, we turn our attention to an equally important topic that ensures this journey is a long and healthy one: safety. The greatest advantage of a home gym is its convenience and privacy. The greatest responsibility is that you are your own coach, your own spotter, and your own first line of defense against injury. This chapter is dedicated to the fundamental principles and techniques that will keep you safe, strong, and off the sidelines. Building a habit of safety is just as crucial as building a habit of working out. It requires mindfulness, respect for the weights you're lifting, and the humility to prioritize proper form over a heavier lift. Let's start with some universal principles that apply to every single workout you do. First, we must re-emphasize the importance of the warm-up. We mentioned it in our programming chapter, but it's the most basic form of injury prevention. A cold muscle is a tight, inflexible muscle that is far more susceptible to strains and tears. Your 5 to 10 minute warm-up should include light cardio to raise your body temperature and get your blood flowing, followed by dynamic stretching, active movements that take your joints through their full range of motion. Think arm circles, leg swings, torso twists, and bodyweight squats. This prepares your body for the specific demands of the workout to come. The second principle is to leave your ego at the door. Your home gym is a judgment-free zone, and that includes self-judgment. The number on the side of the dumbbell or the plates on the barbell does not define your worth. The most common cause of injury is what's known as ego lifting, attempting to lift a weight that is too heavy, causing a breakdown in form. Progress should be gradual and patient. It is always better to lift a lighter weight with perfect form than to struggle through a heavy, sloppy repetition. Perfect form builds strength. Sloppy form builds injuries. This brings us to our third universal principle: master the form, then add the load. Before you even think about adding significant weight to an exercise, you should be able to perform the movement flawlessly with just your body weight or a very light weight. Film yourself with your smartphone. Watch videos from reputable, certified trainers online and compare their form to yours. It's a powerful learning tool. Are your knees caving in on your squat? Is your back rounding on your deadlift? These are critical details to fix early on. Now, let's discuss some specific safety cues for the big compound lifts we've talked about, as these are the exercises where proper form is most critical. Let's start with the squat. When you squat, think about keeping your chest up and your back straight. The movement should feel like you're sitting back into a chair, not just bending your knees. Your weight should be evenly distributed across your feet, not just on your toes. A key safety focus is to ensure your knees track in line with your toes. Don't let them collapse inward. And crucially, if you're using a squat rack, set the safety arms. Set them to a height that is just below the lowest point of your squat. This is your insurance policy. If you get stuck, you can simply sit down and let the safety arms catch the bar. Next, the deadlift. This is arguably the most technical lift and the one where poor form is most likely to cause a back injury. The number one rule of the deadlift is to maintain a flat, neutral spine throughout the entire lift. Never, ever let your lower back round. The lift should be initiated by driving your feet through the floor and pushing with your legs, not by pulling with your back. Think of it as a push exercise, not a pull. Keep the barbell as close to your body as possible, practically dragging it up your shins and thighs. This keeps the weight centered and protects your spine. Start light, film yourself from the side, and be brutally honest about your form. Then we have the bench press. When you're bench pressing alone at home, safety is paramount. The biggest risk is getting the bar stuck on your chest. This is another area where a power rack is your best friend. Set the safety arms just above your chest height when you're lying on the bench. This way, if you fail a rep, you can lower the bar to the safeties instead of onto your neck or chest. If you don't have a rack, using dumbbells for your heavy pressing is a much safer alternative, as you can simply drop them to the side if you get into trouble. Always maintain 3 points of contact. Your head, your upper back, and your glutes should all be firmly planted on the bench, with your feet flat on the floor. This creates a stable and powerful base. Beyond the specific exercises, the most important safety skill you can develop is learning to listen to your body. There is a difference between the discomfort of muscle fatigue and the sharp, localized pain of a potential injury. Muscle soreness that sets in a day or two after a workout is normal. A sharp, stabbing, or radiating pain during a lift is not. If you feel that kind of pain, stop the exercise immediately. Do not try to push through it. Pushing through pain is how minor tweaks become chronic, long-term injuries. Learning to listen to your body also means recognizing when you need to rest. If you're feeling exceptionally run down, if your sleep has been poor, or if your joints are feeling achy, it might be better to take an extra rest day or opt for a light active recovery session instead of a heavy lifting day. Overtraining can be just as detrimental as undertraining. Your home gym is a space for health and empowerment. By making safety a conscious, deliberate practice, by warming up properly, leaving your ego at the door, mastering form, using safety equipment, and listening to your body, you ensure that it remains a positive and productive environment for years to come. In our next chapter, we'll talk about expanding your fitness horizons. We'll explore mobility, flexibility, and how to incorporate them into your routine for better movement and long-term joint health. Thank you for listening. Welcome back. We've spent a great deal of time focusing on building strength, pushing our cardiovascular limits, and doing so with an unwavering commitment to safety. We've built the engine and reinforced the chassis. Today, we're going to work on the suspension and steering. We're going to talk about the often neglected qualities that form the foundation of all good movement: flexibility and mobility. These are the elements that ensure your body not only performs well but also feels good for years to come, keeping you agile, pain-free, and resilient. First, let's clarify the terms, because while they are related, they are not the same thing. Flexibility refers to the ability of your muscles to passively lengthen. Think of the classic sit and reach test where you try to touch your toes. That is a measure of the flexibility of your hamstrings. Mobility, on the other hand, is an active quality. It is your ability to voluntarily move a joint through its full, functional range of motion with control. It requires not just flexibility in the muscles, but also strength and stability through that entire range of motion. For example, being able to perform a deep, full squat with your chest up and a neutral spine demonstrates good mobility in your hips, ankles, and thoracic spine. You can be flexible without being mobile, but you cannot have good mobility without adequate flexibility. For our purposes as home gym athletes, improving mobility is our ultimate goal, and improving flexibility is one of the ways we get there. Why is this so important? Think about the big lifts we've discussed. To perform a squat safely and effectively, you need sufficient ankle mobility to allow your knees to track forward and sufficient hip mobility to allow you to drop deep into the movement. Without it, your body will compensate, perhaps by rounding your lower back or letting your heels lift off the floor, which can lead to inefficiency and injury. To press a barbell or dumbbell overhead correctly, you need good thoracic spine, or upper back, mobility and shoulder mobility. Without it, you might overarch your lower back, placing it under dangerous stress. In short, improving your mobility allows you to get into the correct positions for your lifts, which makes them safer and more effective. It unlocks your strength potential. It's the difference between fighting your own body's restrictions and moving freely and powerfully. Furthermore, a good mobility practice can help alleviate the general stiffness that comes from sitting at a desk all day, improving your posture and reducing everyday aches and pains. So, how do we improve it? Let's talk about a few simple but powerful tools and techniques you can incorporate into your routine. Our first tool is one of the best investments you can make for recovery and tissue quality: the foam roller. A foam roller is a simple foam log that allows you to perform self-myofascial release, which is essentially a form of self-massage. By rolling specific muscles over the foam roller, you can help release knots, reduce muscle soreness, and improve blood flow. It can be uncomfortable, sometimes called good pain, but it's incredibly effective. Focus on rolling large muscle groups that tend to get tight from lifting and sitting, such as your quadriceps, the front of your thighs, hamstrings, calves, glutes, and your upper back. Spend about 30 to 60 seconds on each tender spot, breathing deeply. You can do this as part of your warm-up to prepare your muscles for movement, or as part of your cool-down to aid in recovery. A foam roller is an inexpensive tool that pays huge dividends in how your body feels and moves. Next, let's talk about stretching. We'll focus on two main types. Static stretching is the type you're probably most familiar with, holding a stretch in a single position for a period of time, typically 30 seconds or more. This is best done after your workout as part of your cool-down. Your muscles are warm and pliable, making it the ideal time to work on increasing your passive flexibility. Dynamic stretching, as we've mentioned, is active. It involves moving your joints through their range of motion. This is the ideal type of stretching for your warm-up. Instead of holding a hamstring stretch on the floor before you squat, you would do leg swings to actively warm up the joint and muscles. A great way to incorporate all of this is to create a simple 5 to 10-minute daily mobility routine. You can do it first thing in the morning to wake your body up, or before your workouts. It doesn't have to be complicated. Here is a sample routine you can try. Cat-cow, start on all fours. As you inhale, drop your belly and look up to arch your back. As you exhale, round your spine up toward the ceiling. This is fantastic for waking up your entire spine. Do this for 10 repetitions. Thoracic spine rotations. Still on all fours, place one hand behind your head. Rotate that elbow down toward your opposite wrist, and then rotate it up toward the ceiling, following it with your eyes. This is a game changer for upper back mobility. Do 10 rotations on each side. World's greatest stretch. Step into a long lunge position. Place the hand on the same side as your front foot on the floor. Now, rotate your torso and reach that same arm up to the ceiling. You'll feel a stretch through your hips, groin, and upper back. Hold for a moment, and repeat 5 times on each side. Deep squat hold. Finally, simply sit into the bottom of a bodyweight squat as deep as you comfortably can. Try to keep your heels down and your chest up. You can hold on to something for support if needed. Just hang out in this position for 30 to 60 seconds to open up your hips and ankles. Performing a simple routine like this consistently will have a profound impact on your movement quality. You are essentially greasing the grooves for your joints, preparing them to do the work you ask of them in your main workout. It's prehab that helps you avoid the need for rehab. In our next chapter, we're going to discuss how to structure your training for the long haul. We'll cover concepts like periodization and how to plan your workouts over weeks and months to avoid plateaus and ensure continued progress. Thank you for listening. Welcome back. By now, you're not just exercising, you're training. You have a space, a plan, and the knowledge to move safely and effectively. You're tracking your workouts and applying the principle of progressive overload, consistently trying to do a little more than you did last time. This is fantastic for your first few months, and it's how you build your initial foundation of strength. But eventually, simply adding 5 pounds to the bar every week becomes unsustainable. Your progress will slow down, and you might hit the dreaded plateau. This is a natural part of any fitness journey. What separates those who continue to progress from those who get stuck is a long-term strategy. Today, we're zooming out from the daily workout and looking at the big picture. We're going to talk about how to structure your training over weeks and months to manage fatigue, prevent plateaus, and ensure you're making progress for years to come. The concept we're introducing is called periodization. Periodization is simply the logical and systematic planning of your training over a long period. Instead of just winging it week to week, you'll have a roadmap. It's about manipulating your training variables, like intensity, how heavy you lift, and volume, how many sets and reps you do, in planned cycles. This allows you to push hard, make progress, and then strategically pull back to allow your body to recover and adapt, coming back even stronger. It's the training equivalent of working hard and then taking a well-earned vacation. There are many complex models of periodization used by elite athletes, but for our home gym, we can use a very simple and incredibly effective model called linear periodization. The idea is straightforward. Over a set period of time, your training volume will generally decrease while your intensity increases. Let's break that down. It means you will gradually start lifting heavier and heavier weights, but you'll do fewer repetitions with them. This is typically planned in a block or cycle of training that might last anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks. Here's a practical example of what a 4-week linear periodization block for your main barbell squat might look like. Let's say you're doing 3 sets. Week 1, hypertrophy focus. This week is about building muscle. You'll use a lighter weight that you can lift for 3 sets of 10 to 12 repetitions. The volume is high, but the intensity, the percentage of your maximum lift, is relatively low. You're building a bigger engine. Week 2, strength focus. You'll increase the weight on the bar. Now, it's a weight that's challenging for you to lift for 3 sets of 8 repetitions. The intensity has gone up, and the volume has come down slightly. Week 3, peak strength focus. You increase the weight again. This should be a heavy weight that you can only lift for 3 sets of 5 repetitions. The intensity is high, and the volume is lower. You are now teaching your bigger engine how to produce more force. Week 4, deload week. This is the most important and most often skipped week. We'll talk more about this in a moment, but this is your strategic recovery week. After this 4-week block is over, you can start a new block. Your goal for the next cycle would be to lift slightly more weight in each of those rep ranges than you did in the previous cycle. You've now created a structured, measurable way to progress that isn't just about adding 5 pounds every single workout. You're building different qualities, muscle size, strength, and peak power, in a logical progression. This approach gives your body a chance to adapt to different stimuli. The high-volume work in the beginning builds your capacity, and the high-intensity work at the end realizes your strength potential. It's a sustainable way to manage the stress of training and keep moving forward. Now, let's talk about that crucial 4th week, the deload. A deload week is a planned period of reduced training stress. It is not a week off. You still go to your gym and you still go through the motions, but you intentionally reduce the difficulty. You might do this by lifting only 50 to 60% of the weight you normally would, by cutting your number of sets in half, or a combination of both. The deload serves a vital physiological and psychological purpose. Your body doesn't get stronger during your workouts. It gets stronger when it recovers from them. A deload week gives your muscles, joints, tendons, and central nervous system a chance to fully repair and supercompensate. That means to recover beyond their previous state. This is when the real magic of adaptation happens. Psychologically, it provides a welcome mental break from constantly pushing your limits. It can help you come back to the next training block feeling refreshed, motivated, and eager to train hard again. Many people fear that they will lose their strength or progress during a deload week. The opposite is true. You will come back stronger. Skipping deloads is one of the fastest routes to burnout, injury, and a frustrating plateau. A good rule of thumb is to plan a deload week every 4 to 8 weeks, depending on how hard you've been training and how your body feels. By adopting a simple periodized approach and incorporating planned deloads, you transform your training from a series of random workouts into an intelligent, long-term strategy. You're no longer just exercising for today. You are building a stronger future for yourself, one well-planned cycle at a time. This is the long game. In our next chapter, we're going to address the realities of a busy life. We'll cover strategies for time-efficient workouts and how to stay consistent even when your schedule is packed. Thank you for listening. Welcome back. We've discussed the grand strategy of long-term planning, mapping out your fitness journey over weeks and months. But a grand strategy is useless if you can't execute the daily tactics. The number one reason people say they fall off their fitness plan is a perceived lack of time. Life gets in the way. Work deadlines, family obligations, and unexpected events can all conspire to steal that hour you had set aside for your workout. Your home gym already solves the biggest part of this problem by eliminating travel time. Today, we're going to solve the rest of it. This chapter is about becoming a master of efficiency. It's about learning how to get the maximum possible benefit in the minimum amount of time. I'm here to tell you that a well-structured 30-minute workout can be just as, if not more, effective than a meandering, unfocused hour-long session. We're going to arm you with several time-saving training techniques that will make your short workouts incredibly potent. The key to efficiency is increasing your workout density. This means doing more work in less time. We achieve this primarily by reducing or eliminating the rest time between exercises. Our first and most popular technique is the superset. A superset is when you perform 2 different exercises back-to-back with little to no rest in between. The most effective way to program supersets is to pair exercises that work opposing muscle groups. This is called an antagonistic superset. For example, you could pair a dumbbell bench press, which is an upper body pushing exercise, with a dumbbell row, which is an upper body pulling exercise. Here's how it would work. You perform a set of 10 dumbbell presses, and then, instead of resting for 60 to 90 seconds, you immediately stand up, grab your dumbbells, and perform a set of 10 rows. Then you take your rest period. While your chest and triceps are working during the press, your back and biceps are resting. Then, while your back and biceps are working during the row, your chest and triceps get to recover. This allows one muscle group to recover while the other works, effectively cutting your rest time in half without sacrificing performance. It's a powerful way to condense your workout. You can apply this to any opposing muscle groups, squats, legs, with pull-ups, back, or bicep curls with tricep extensions. Our next technique takes this concept a step further. It's called circuit training. A circuit is a series of exercises, typically between 3 and 6, performed one after another with minimal rest. After you complete the final exercise in the series, you take a short rest period before starting the entire circuit over again. Circuits are fantastic because they combine strength training and cardiovascular work into a single, brutally efficient session. You're keeping your heart rate elevated for the entire duration, burning more calories and improving your cardiovascular health while still stimulating your muscles. Here is a sample full-body circuit using the equipment we've discussed. Kettlebell goblet squats, 10 reps. Push-ups, as many reps as possible. Resistance band rows, 15 reps. Kettlebell swings, 15 reps. Plank, 30-second hold. You would move from one exercise to the next with as little rest as possible. After finishing the plank, you would rest for 60 to 90 seconds, and then repeat the whole circuit for a total of 3 to 4 rounds. A workout like this can be completed in under 25 minutes, and it will challenge every muscle in your body and leave you feeling incredibly accomplished. Now let's talk about 2 methods that use a running clock to dictate your pace. These are fantastic for days when you want a simple, intense challenge without having to think too much. The first is called EMOM, which stands for every minute on the minute. In an EMOM, you start a timer and perform a specific exercise or group of exercises at the top of each minute for a set number of minutes. The rest of the minute, after you've completed your reps, is your rest time. For example, an EMOM could be, for 10 minutes, do 5 pull-ups at the top of each minute. At the start, you do your 5 pull-ups. If it takes you 20 seconds, you get 40 seconds of rest. At the 1-minute mark, you do your next 5. If you're getting stronger and it only takes you 15 seconds, you are rewarded with more rest. It's a great way to manage fatigue and build work capacity. You can get creative, alternating between 2 exercises on odd and even minutes. Our final technique is AMRAP, which means as many rounds, or reps, as possible. This is perhaps the simplest and most intense method of them all. You choose a few exercises, set a timer for a specific duration, say, 15 minutes, and then you complete as many rounds of those exercises as you can before the timer goes off. For example, a classic AMRAP could be 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 15 bodyweight squats. You set a 15-minute timer and just cycle through those 3 movements with perfect form, resting only when you absolutely have to. Your score is the total number of rounds you complete. This is a fantastic way to introduce a competitive element to your training, where the only person you're competing against is yourself. The next time you do that AMRAP, your goal is to beat your old score. With these 4 tools in your arsenal, supersets, circuits, EMOMs, and AMRAPs, the excuse of not having enough time disappears. On your busiest days, you can choose one of these protocols, commit to a focused 20 or 30 minutes, and get a workout that will keep you on track toward your long-term goals. The key is intensity. For a short workout to be effective, it must be focused and challenging. Put your phone away, turn up your music, and make every single minute count. In our next chapter, we're going to talk about adding variety to your routine and exploring different training styles to keep things fresh and fun. Thank you for listening. Welcome back. Over the course of our journey, we have built a solid foundation. You know how to lift with proper form, how to program your workouts for long-term progress, and how to train efficiently when time is short. You have a routine. And routine is good. It builds discipline and delivers consistent results. But over time, even the best routine can become stale. The mind can get bored, and the body can become so accustomed to the same movements that progress begins to slow. Today is about breaking the mold. This chapter is dedicated to adding variety and spice to your training life. We're going to explore a few different training styles you can incorporate into your home gym routine. This isn't about completely abandoning the core principles of strength training we've established. It's about supplementing them. It's about adding new tools to your toolbox that will not only make your workouts more fun and engaging, but will also challenge your body in new ways, building a more well-rounded, resilient, and capable version of yourself. Let's start with a style that requires no equipment at all: advanced bodyweight training, or calisthenics. We've used bodyweight movements like push-ups and squats as staples, but that's just scratching the surface. The goal of advanced calisthenics is to master control over your own body and space, progressing towards impressive skills that build incredible strength. Instead of just adding more reps to your push-ups, you can start working on more difficult variations. Try elevating your feet on your plyo box to make them harder. Work towards an archer push-up, where you shift your weight to one side, or eventually, the one-arm push-up. Instead of just doing pull-ups, you can begin training for a muscle-up. You can work on skills like the L-sit, a phenomenal core exercise, or begin the long but rewarding journey towards a handstand. Devoting 1 day a week, or even just 10 to 15 minutes at the end of your regular workouts, to practicing these skills can be transformative. It builds a different kind of strength, a combination of tension, balance, and control that complements traditional weightlifting perfectly. It makes you strong in a functional, athletic way. Next, let's pick up one of our favorite tools and use it in a new way. Let's talk about kettlebell flows. We've discussed the kettlebell for basic exercises like swings and goblet squats. A kettlebell flow, or complex, takes it to the next level. A flow is a sequence of several kettlebell movements that are smoothly chained together, one after the other, without putting the kettlebell down. For example, a simple flow could be a deadlift, into a clean, into a squat, into an overhead press. You would perform all 4 movements on your right side, then switch to your left side. Because you're constantly moving and transitioning between exercises, a kettlebell flow is an incredible conditioning tool that challenges your coordination, concentration, and muscular endurance. It feels less like lifting and more like a physical dance. There are countless kettlebell flow combinations you can find online. Learning a few and incorporating them as a finisher at the end of your workout or as a standalone cardio day can be a fun and humbling experience. It will challenge your grip, your core, and your work capacity in a way that traditional sets and reps simply can't. Our third style introduces an element of primal, real-world strength. Let's call it strongman-inspired training. The sport of strongman involves lifting heavy, awkward objects. While you might not be flipping tires in your garage, you can adopt the principles using the tools you already have or can easily make. The focus is on moving heavy things from point A to point B. The best and most accessible strongman-style exercise is the farmer's walk. The instructions are simple. Pick up the heaviest pair of dumbbells you can safely handle, and walk for a set distance or time. That's it. It sounds basic, but it is a brutally effective full-body exercise. It develops crushing grip strength, a rock-solid core, and powerful legs and upper back. It directly translates to real-world tasks like carrying heavy groceries or a suitcase. Another great strongman-inspired movement is the sandbag carry or load. Using that DIY sandbag we discussed in Chapter 7, you can perform a bear hug carry, where you hug the sandbag high on your chest and walk with it. Or you can practice ground to shoulder, lifting the bag from the floor and heaving it onto one shoulder. This type of awkward object lifting builds a rugged, resilient strength that is hard to replicate with perfectly balanced barbells and dumbbells. Incorporating these different styles doesn't mean you need a total overhaul of your program. You could dedicate one workout a week to a specific style. Your Friday workout could become Flow Friday, where you focus on kettlebell work. Or you could use them as accessories. After your main strength work, you could finish your session with 3 rounds of farmer's walks down your driveway and back. This variety keeps your mind engaged and your body guessing, which is a powerful combination for breaking through plateaus. By stepping outside the box of 3 sets of 10, you remind yourself that fitness is a form of play. It's an exploration of what your body is capable of. So, try a new skill, learn a kettlebell flow, or carry something heavy. Keep your foundation, but don't be afraid to build some interesting new structures on top of it. In our final chapter, we're going to bring everything together. We'll recap our journey and discuss how to make your home gym and your fitness a truly permanent and evolving part of your life. Thank you for listening. And so, we arrive at our final chapter together. Let's take a moment to look back at the ground we've covered. We started with an idea. The idea that you could take back control of your fitness, that you didn't need an expensive membership or a fancy commercial facility to build a strong, healthy body. We started with an empty space, a spare room, a corner of the garage, a small patch of the living room, and a budget. From that empty space, we created something powerful. We scouted the perfect location and laid a foundation. We strategically assembled our essential toolkit, focusing on versatile, bang-for-your-buck equipment. We leveled up with the game changers, the rack, the bench, and the barbell. We explored smart, effective cardio solutions that don't require showroom machines. We even embraced our inner craftsman, turning a trip to the hardware store into an opportunity to build our own gym. You now have a physical space that is perfectly tailored to you and your goals. But we didn't stop there. A gym is just a room with equipment. A training practice is what brings it to life. We demystified workout programming, creating a blueprint built on the principle of progressive overload. We learned how to fuel our bodies with quality nutrition, understanding the roles of protein, carbs, and fats. We tackled the crucial mental reps, learning how to build lasting habits and stay motivated when the initial excitement fades. We put safety first, learning to move with intention and respect for our bodies. We expanded our horizons, exploring mobility, long-term planning, time-saving techniques, and new training styles to keep our journey fresh and engaging. You have done more than just learn how to create a home gym. You have armed yourself with a complete education in self-sufficient fitness. You are now your own coach, your own nutritionist, your own motivator, and your own programmer. This is the ultimate goal. As we conclude this series, I want to leave you with 3 core principles that will guide you not just for the next training cycle, but for the rest of your life. These are the principles that underpin everything we have discussed. The first is consistency. The perfect workout plan that you only do sporadically is infinitely less effective than a good enough plan that you stick with week after week. Your body rewards consistency above all else. Showing up on the days you don't feel like it is what builds both physical strength and mental discipline. The habit is the superpower. On any given day, a single workout might feel insignificant. But compounded over months and years, those consistent efforts are what build an extraordinary result. Trust the process and simply show up. The second principle is patience. In our instant gratification world, we are conditioned to expect results overnight. Fitness does not work that way. Building real, lasting strength and health is a slow process. There will be weeks where you feel like you're flying, hitting new personal records. There will be weeks where the weights feel heavy and you feel like you're stuck in place. Both are normal. You must learn to play the long game. Celebrate your progress, but don't be discouraged by the inevitable plateaus or setbacks. Remember the person you were when you started this journey and appreciate how far you've come. Be patient with your body, and it will reward you. The third and final principle is adaptability. Life is not a perfectly structured training block. You will get busy, you might get sick, your goals will change, you might even get injured. The ability to adapt your training to the reality of your life is what will ensure your longevity. This is the ultimate freedom of a home gym. If you only have 20 minutes, you know how to do a high-intensity AMRAP. If your shoulder is bothering you, you know how to switch to lower body and core work. As you get older, your training might shift from chasing heavy lifts to focusing more on mobility and longevity. Your fitness practice is not a rigid set of rules. It is a living, breathing thing that should evolve with you. Listen to your body, be willing to change your approach, and never stop learning. The space you have created is more than just a place to lift weights. It is your laboratory for self-improvement. It is a sanctuary where you can challenge yourself, de-stress, and invest in your most valuable asset, your health. It is a place of empowerment. What you have built is a testament to the fact that you have the power to change your life with your own two hands. So what happens now? You keep going. You take the knowledge from these chapters and you make it your own. You experiment, you learn, you grow. You continue to fill that workout journal with proof of your efforts. You keep showing up, staying patient, and adapting as you go. The journey doesn't end here. This is just the beginning. Your home gym is ready. The blueprint is in your hands. Now, it's time to build the strongest version of you. Thank you for listening and for taking this journey with me.